So let's break down what makes Paul George such a successful defender in the NBA today, guys.
Well, I mean, he's 6'8", and he can guard multiple positions. And obviously, that's the name of the game, I believe, right now in the NBA. And so, obviously, guarding somebody his own size, he's accustomed to. But a lot of times, he gets switched off on big players and on point guards and smaller players. And I can demonstrate here.
Come on, Zeke, I'll set the screen for you.
All right.
You're going to guard me, I'll set the screen, you're going to switch out on
Okay.
it. So I come up, I set the screen, now it's
Switched
over
off
here.
on Isaiah Thomas. And as a bigger defender, as someone who has length on an Isaiah Thomas or Chris Paul or some of the smaller guards, what he's able to do is give them a little bit of space and keep them from penetrating and getting by him. But he's still athletic enough and long enough to where he can contest a shot if they're going to pull up and try to shoot. And so using his size to his advantage, as a guy 6'8", 6'9", can still slide his feet. Now, it's a disadvantage against a guy like Isaiah Thomas, but still just trying to use your body to stay in front of him and then contest with your length on any jump shot that he takes.
He's also one of the league leaders in deflections per game. How much of that is an innate skill? Is it timing that you simply have or don't, or is it a skill that he's honed?
Well, I mean, I think it's probably a little bit of both. I mean, I think it's something from years of playing. I think taking pride on the defensive end. Someone who came into the league as a defender and developed and became a great offensive player. But those are just instinctive, you know, anticipation, feel, desire. You know, it's like rebounding or defending in general. Sometimes there's no sort of proper way to go about it. You just got to want it. And he's somebody who I think really takes pride on the defensive end and has shown throughout his whole career.
And one quick thing, he keeps his hands in the passing lane all the time. So if I'm guarding here, his hands are always here. And so anything he can get, I can't tell you how many guys do this. He's always got his hands in the passing lane, ready to shoot it. And so he's active on the defensive end as opposed to just bodying up. He keeps his arm lane. So deflections come from being in good position defensively. You get out wide and everything else. You're gonna deflect some passes. You play tight, you won't deflect, man. He plays wide and long.
Zeke, when you watch defenses today, as opposed to when you played in the NBA, how much has changed as far as their ability to switch on multiple positions?
Well, the thing that is alarming to me today is that everybody switches, but the big man never punished the little man for switching. And back when we switched, a big man took it as an insult if he was guarded close to the rim by a smaller player. Not only did he take it as an insult, but the whole team took it as an insult that a small player would guard a big player by the rim. So
I'll show you right now. Okay,
Zeke? Look, we have a bigger and a smaller player.
So I'm guarding you, Grant, right?
You're your ball handler.
And Kevin comes up and he sets a screen on me.
I set the screen here.
Right?
Now we
and
switch.
What happened? And there's a switch, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what happens now in the NBA is the small guy, I am relieved of my defensive duties to the best ball handler, shooter, and everything else. And I'm so happy now in today's NBA that, oh, man, I get to take the big guy down here, and the big guy doesn't punish me. Yeah. The big guy just comes, and he stands over here in the corner, and he waits, and I'm like, whew. Thank God I don't have to mess with Steph Curry and them other guys.
And let me show you what those big guys need to do, okay?
Now, really, back in the day,
if you switched on me, first of all, I come off this thing and you get on the side of me. I am now just holding you here.
Now look where his elbow is at,
I'm going to get all up in here, and then I'm not even stopping looking for the ball yet. I'm just, come on, I'm just going to keep working you, and now I want it. Now there's no help. I'm right here down below. If he stops early and gets in front of me, only time I'm going to stop is I'm going to stop here for this throw it over the top, play the length game. And now, if he gets behind me and he's trying to stop me, I'm not looking at the ball. I'm just doing this. Then I'm doing this. Then I'm laying it in. And I tell you right now, that's what you do.
Yes,
and so
sir.
I never looked at the ball.
Right.
I just ran right down the front of the rim and just pushed him all the way off. Then I got it and I laid it in. I was offended if I got double teamed with the small guy on me because I didn't get the ball close enough to the basket. I wanted to get the basket, I just shot it.
And this is the reason why when we listen to Shaq talk, right? And Shaq talk about today's big man, or you talk about today's big man, a lot of bigger players from the past, they will label some of the big men of today, and they'll use the term soft, not that they mean that they're soft, but they don't punish the little guys. And your mentality right away was, okay, it's going to be physically abusive for you to guard me, right? And me as a small guy, I'm not going to want to be abused. Now, I may get the call one time, but I'm going to remember that elbow to the throat. I'm going to remember, that weight that was on me, and I'm not going to want to deal with that anymore. So what I'm going to do is when the coach says, hey, we switch out here, I'm going to be like, no, I got mine. You stay with yours.
Guard your position.
Yes.